So, gentlemen, in a few days, you will become officers. You will assume many obligations. Your life in the army will become harder, not easier. For in command of your men, you will need to use tact, patience, and strict self-discipline. Each of you, of course, will have his own approach to the problems that have to be faced. But by the manner of your treatment of your men, so will your platoons be judged. Remember, gentlemen, there are no bad soldiers, only bad officers. If your treatment is good, your men will be efficient, well-contented, and disciplined. If your methods are bad, your platoons will be bad. So, gentlemen, you must think of your men as individuals. Find out all you can about them. What was their background before they came into the army? Now, let me tell you about a particular group of them. One of them, we'll call him Brown, came from Glasgow, from the dock area. He wasn't the sort of man that takes to discipline very easily. His whole background, his upbringing, made him resent any kind of authority whatsoever.
Hello, Jimmy. Where are you going?
Hello, Bill. Me? I'm called up.
Yes, so am I. Number 113 PTC. See where it is? So I'm glad to be going south again.
That's funny. I'm going there, too.
Well, it's not so bad if we're both going to the same place.
Not so bad. It'll be pure hell. I know what it'll be like.
Well, then, I said, actually, old boy, you can't possibly wear that color of tie with service dress. I mean, they ought to match at least. Most people just don't realize how important it is for an officer to look his absolute best. We've got one chap in our battalion who wears the most awful record of that. The utmost important.
I want you to realize you're in the army now, and everything you do matters to the army. You'll feel a bit strange at first, but officers and NCOs will give you all the help they can. We want you to become efficient soldiers, but we also want you to be happy soldiers. I can see some of you think that that's rather a tall order, but it can be done. After I've taught you, you will draw your battle dress and the rest of your clothing. The first step is to make you look like soldiers.
I like that chap, the,
Company commander.
Yes, if the other officers are like that, we shall be all right.
All right, man. It's a lot of soft soup. You take it from me. That's the last we'll see of him or any of the other officers.
Ah, you're my lot. Well, we'll soon have you looking like soldiers. First one of you on this end.
Luke's 9.
Small 6.
Get over there.
Smith, a pair of bootlaces wanted here.
We want it to fit as near as possible.
Now, do make sure your boots are big enough. You're going to be using your feet much more than you were in Civvy Street.
I got very small feet, sir. I always took a small size in shoes.
Yes, but let's have a look at these. Your name must be Williams.
Well, fancy that now. However, did you guess?
It's the only Welsh name in the platoon.
Well,
Stand up. They look too tight to me.
I have very small feet indeed, sir, as I told you.
Well, try walking up and down.
It always takes me a week to break in a pair of shoes.
It's no good, Williams. Those won't do. Give him a bigger pair. A man with bad feet can't be a fighting soldier.
I told you what it would be like. I was right, wasn't I? Look at him. Couldn't even get the boots he wanted.
Well, what if I didn't? These feel fine to me.
Here, whose side are you on? Officer. Well, what about it? It's a free country, isn't it? But we'll see what I like.
Dinner all right?
The orderly officer's just been round, sir.
Yes, I know, Corporal Whittam. I'm just having a look at the men in my own platoons. Everything all right here? How's the food? Don't get up.
All right.
Good. Dinner all right here? Food good? Is your dinner all right?
Not bad.
Only not bad. What's the matter with it?
But heavy.
Oh, well, you're going to be living an outdoor life now, you know. You need something that'll stick to your ribs. Oh, by the way, you might pass the word round that I'm going to visit your barrack rooms tonight.
What do you want to come to our barrack room for? Snooping, that's what it is.
Snooping. Hell, he warned us.
Good evening. No, don't get up. I've just come to see how you're getting on. Everything all right in here? Got your share of coke? Fire going well?
Too well for me, sir. I'm nearly stewed.
Let me see, you're,
Bad, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, bad. Well, you must sleep with your windows open. It's an order, you know. Can you see all right there?
Steel, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, steel. Is that light all right for you?
Oh, yes, thank you, sir.
Wouldn't you do better in the canteen?
Oh, quite happy here, thank you.
You know where it is?
Yes, the other side of the square.
Yes, yes, that's right. Well, you know, I think you chaps are going to like the army. Oh, I felt a bit strange myself when I first put on battle dress, but I soon got used to it. You'll shake down in no time. Besides, you're very lucky to be in this PTC. Old Coop, Major Cooper, our company commander, he's a great chap. You'll like it as much as I did.
But you're a good deal younger than some of us.
Oh, it's not age that matters in the army, it's the spirit that counts.
Anything's all right if you take it in the right spirit.
Yes. Yes. Well, I hope we'll have the right spirit here. Oh, one other thing. If any of you have any troubles of any kind, you can bring them straight to me. I'll do my best to help. Remember that. Good night.
He doesn't seem a bad sort of chap.
Ah, he's so. He was just trying to suit in with us. It doesn't matter about age in the army. It's the spirit that counts.
What he was saying was good sense.
Aye, but look at the way he said it. And then bring your troubles to me. You wait. I'll try him out. Well, I'll come to you.
Just a minute, Brown. When I said that, I meant their personal troubles. If you've got a complaint against sergeants, you can't listen to complaints about a sergeant behind his back.
Well, you said...
Now, look here. I think you're a man with some common sense. Use it and you'll get on a lot better in the army.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
Perhaps our twins are soft after all.
Oh, I should have stuck to what he said. As an officer, he'd make a rare plumber.
I don't think there's much wrong with him.
What's right with him?
Well, I don't see why I shouldn't tell you. He found out the first pay parade I couldn't write. So he arranged with Sergeant Black to teach me.
Archer did that.
Came to my first lesson last night.
Wife will get her a shock when she gets a letter I've written myself. I didn't know you couldn't write.
Well, I lived most of my life in a caravan. Don't get much chance to learn to write down there.
But was it Archer's own idea?
Oh, yes, he was very nice about it. He stopped me one day after parade and asked me if I'd like to learn. Well, naturally, I didn't mind. Thought it might come in useful one day after the war.
The recruits learned a lot about the Army in the weeks they were at the primary training center. They liked the close interest Lieutenant Archer took in all their work and their life before they joined the Army. But his familiarity was regrettable, because Archer was their first real introduction to an officer. Then Private Brown and his friends went on to the second stage in their Army career, the ITC.
A pleasant country walking, you're tired already.
Ah, it's all right for him. Where's his bloody puck?
What the hell do we think we are? Pack mules?
My shoulders don't half ache. Thank God my feet don't hurt.
All right, now get right off the road. Right there the road. Come on.
Advanced training.
Oh, what's the matter with you?
Nothing, sir?
Trouble with you recruits is you're mice, not men. What's your name?
Brown, sir.
Oh, so Brown is browned off, is he? We shall have to see if we can't make life more interesting for you. A short dash round the assault course when we get back.
Why did you keep your mouth shut?
Okay. Come on, higher. Next. Yes, that's okay. Hope your head isn't as hard as your feet. All right, next. A blister there and there. MI room view, Manette. Come on, pick him up. Yes? What a mess. You must have been hopping on one foot. Come on. Okay. Blisters all along the toes. MI room for both of them, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Who the hell do you think he is?
Barker's the right name for the basket. I've got a beard his bond about making us tough. It's no right to treat us like cattle. We're men, aren't we? Talking at us like that with a stick. I'm fed up with this bloody place. That were a daft thing to do.
That'll cost you something.
It's Barker's blasted fault.
What's more, if you go on as you're going, you'll kill all the good work everyone else is putting in.
Well, the real trouble, sir, is the recruits they're sending as assault. No guts at all.
But they're not meant to be tough straight from the PTC. I saw you coming back from that route march yesterday. Why don't you wear the same equipment as your men? Set them an example.
Well, sir,
But damn it, all the men look to you for encouragement.
I didn't think.
That's just your trouble. You don't think. Now look here. I know you're keen. You've the makings of a good officer. But at the moment you want to lead a lot of ruddy commandos. Nurse these chaps along. They'll soon catch up with you if you show them a bit of consideration.
Yes, sir.
Very well, think it over.
Private Brown and his friends had settled down to Army life by the time they finished their training at the ITC. If Lieutenant Barker had not been so sarcastic, they might have thought he was a good officer, especially after he abandoned his idea that men still close to civilian life must be tough. In the next stage, the reserve battalion of their regiment, they hoped to find a more understanding officer, an officer they could respect for qualities other than toughness.
Now, that's about all you new blokes need to know. You're in the best regiment in the British Army, the Wessex. If you do well while you're here, maybe you'll get into the best battalion in the regiment. That's my old battalion, the 7th. In the meantime, you're going to have a new young officer in charge of you, Second Lieutenant Crawford. But I'm the chap you've got to deal with. You're no tricks, mind. Any platoon I take over has always got to toe the line. Platoon! Platoon, stand! Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sergeant.
I've just been putting them in the picture, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. I think I'll say a few words myself. Platoon, stand at ease. Stand easy. Well, you fellas, I hope we'll work well while you're finishing your training here. There's just one thing I especially want to say to you. If you have, well, if you are...
Shall I tell them to sit down and smoke, sir?
No, Sergeant. I shall only be a minute. Well, as I was saying, well, I want you to look upon me as a father. I don't say I'll always be able to, well, to get you out of your difficulty, but, well, I'll do what I can.
May I come in? Good evening, sir. I just dropped in to see if you've settled comfortably in your room.
It's splendid, sir.
I haven't got far to say that. I see you've been reading the Soldiers' Welfare.
Yes, sir. I've been trying to get one of my men a divorce.
Well, that sounds rather drastic. Who is it? Williams, the little Welsh chap.
He's had a row with his wife, and they've been writing nasty letters to each other.
Yes.
Well, that's all, sir.
You're not married, Crawford.
No, not yet, sir.
Married people do have rows, you know. And in the middle of a row, one might say anything.
But this happened a month ago, sir, and Williams still wants a divorce.
Oh, it's time we got it straightened out. What have you done so far?
I told him I'd find out about the divorce.
Oh. You better arrange for Williams to come and see me.
Have I been a bit hasty, sir?
Oh, I've dealt with one or two cases of this kind. I'll have a chat with Williams and write a letter to his wife. Don't look so worried, Crawford. If you have any more problems of this kind, bring them along to me. In the meantime, come and have some dinner.
Well, that's about all. On the whole, the attack was fairly well done. There was plenty of spirit about it. But we must remember to consolidate the moment the attack's over. The enemy's bound to counterattack. From that point of view, I'd like to say that Corporal Lamon's section was not ready for a counterattack when we'd finished. On the other hand, I want to congratulate Corporal Johnson and his section. It's mainly owing to them that we finished the scheme half an hour earlier than I'd expected. Right, you can smoke now.
Excuse me, sir. Are we staying here, sir?
Why not, Sergeant?
Well, my last platoon officer used to take us to that old quarry over there, sir. It's well out of the way there. We might as well smoke there as here.
I don't see any advantage in going over there for a smoke.
Well, it takes us out of the way for the odd half hour, sir. After all, we've got nothing to do.
Haven't we, Sergeant? Carry on smoking, but listen to me. As I've already told you, one point brought out in this morning's exercise is that some of us are already beginning to forget what we've been taught in elementary field craft. Well, in a few minutes, we're going to practice some of those things. Now, the first point is crossing obstacles. We must cut out the bunching. It's absolutely fatal in actual warfare.
During the training in the reserve battalion, the trainees got to know and like Lieutenant Crawford from an uncertain start, because it's not so easy for a youngster to get used to dealing with men older than himself. He developed rapidly as he gained self-confidence. He could deal quietly but firmly with his rather awkward platoon sergeant when occasion arose. All Crawford needed was experience, and that came to him every day. Of course, he never quite became a father to his men, but he did look after them.
You know, this is not a bad lead, too. There's quite a bit of life about it. It's no so wee. All the same, I'm glad you asked me down. There's none of my friends left in Glasgow. Up! Huh. What a salute.
Well, the Army's certainly changed you.
Listen, Bill, when I salute, I please myself.
Jimmy, what have you got against officers?
As a matter of fact, Mother, he's been talking nonsense.
I have not. I'll just never get used to being bossed.
Did Archer boss you?
Well, no.
What about Barker? Oh, it was just a way of talking. He was a tough type.
Aye, he was tough, all right.
And he did finish off Freddy's learning to ride.
I think I like the boy best of all.
The boy?
Lieutenant Crawford.
Oh, yes. I think you really liked all your officers, didn't you, Jimmy?
I did not.
Well, maybe you'll like them better in your new unit. Is that it?
The 7th Wessex. Aye, it's just about as good as a Scottish regiment.
Oh, welcome.
Hey, John, who's the glamour boy?
The best become the 7th Wessex, Mr. Desmond, 10th Platoon Commander.
Mr. Desmond? Hey, he's our platoon commander. He's a good bat.
Oh, he ain't so bad.
I'll bet he's the best officer in this bunch. Hey, good shot.
Those gators are dirty. Sergeant. Sir? Would you mind holding up that man's hair so I can get past? Get your hair cut. Right, Sergeant. Close ranks and stand them easy. Very good, sir.
Hello, Gerald.
Hello, sir.
Isn't it about time you were getting your hair cut? And by the way, how long had your platoon been waiting for you to inspect them?
I really don't know, sir.
To my knowledge, they were waiting for 15 minutes. There's no need for that.
Oh, well, Sergeant Miller always likes to get them on parade early, sir.
If they fall in 10 minutes before you're due to inspect them, that's ample.
Right, sir. I'll speak to Sergeant Miller about it.
We won the big
Orderly officer! Any complaints? No? It's wonderful! There you are!
This orderly officer duty is an awful waste of time. I've had a hell of a rush to get my usual one in before lunch.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Did you notice a private clerk among the new men of your platoon? Clerk W.J.
No, I can't say I noticed him particularly.
Well, he's come to us with a rather bad record for going absent without leave. Seems to make a habit of it. You better watch out for him.
Don't you worry. I'm a lion tamer. Are you coming to lunch, sir?
No, not yet. Hello, Baker 1. I say again, message for you. Baker 1, over. Can't hear anything at all, sir.
Oh, don't be silly, Clark. You were getting the company commander quite easily a quarter of an hour ago.
Yes, sir, that's before you put the set right for me.
Now, none of your damn cheek. I've got enough trouble on my hands. Corporal Whitney. Sir. What do you make of this map?
I should say we're there, sir.
Well, so would I, but that doesn't seem to fit in with the orders I've got. If you ask me, the company commander doesn't know his job. Oh, why did I go to that party last night?
Well, you ought to know, sir.
Come on, let's get this bloody scheme over with.
Dashing Desmond, eh?
Third dog's running his head with her.
I thank you, Private Steele. Nice girl, Elsie. I must make you a sergeant sometime. See you later.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did. He's rather nice.
Dashing Desmond's been posted.
Posted?
Well, thank God for that. New officers arrived already. A chap called Ellsworth. Looks a bit nervous to me.
So he should. Taking over from such a good cricketer as Dashing Desmond.
Well, if he can be as selfish as Mr. Desmond, they'll do.
Ah, he was a dud.
Hey, Dad, what about the 56 he scored last Saturday?
All right, he was a good cricketer. So what? He was a good dancer, too, eh, Bill?
With the worst orderly officer out. We might have been eating sailor socks for all he cared.
Aye, look at the way he mucked us up on that scheme when I was section commander.
Yes, he was all, don't do as I do as I say, blasted. Good afternoon.
Hurry! Front! Good afternoon, sir.
Carry on. Any of you in number 10 platoon here?
All of us, sir.
Oh, good. Well, I'm your new platoon commander. And who are you?
Brown, sir?
Brown. And your name?
Williams, sir.
Well, I expect we'll be seeing quite a lot of each other. I'll see you on parade tomorrow. Good afternoon.
Hurry! Front!
Carry on, Corporal. Carry on.
He'll never take Dashing Desmond's place.
No, and a good job, too.
Mr. Desmond had methods of his own, sir.
Tell me, Sergeant Miller, is there a sort of record of all the men in the platoon? I mean, how they've got on in the army and what they did in the cities, street, and so on.
Oh, yes, you mean the platoon commander's book?
Yes.
Mr. Desmond had one. It's here somewhere, sir. I saw it only yesterday. Here it is, sir. Mr. Desmond started that when he came from Oakview.
You got Corporal Rawlins to draw the cover.
Artistic, isn't it, sir?
Yes. Yes, very nice indeed. But I prefer something that I can put in my pocket. Not that side, huh? Desmond was a very busy man, sir. Well, now, I'll need the 103s of all the men in the platoon. At least I can get their names from here. Clark, W.J. Isn't he the chap that's just come back from detention?
That's right, sir.
Yes. Well, now, Sergeant, I want you to arrange for him to see me. What time is this place empty?
Usually at tea.
Good. All right, arrange for Clark to be here as soon as he's had his tea, would you?
Very good, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. 4 times absent without leave since you joined the army a year ago. There must be some reason for it, Clark.
No, sir, there's no reason.
Well, you can't go on like this, you know. You had 28 days detention last time.
I can take it, sir.
Well, maybe you can. That's no way to win a war. Now, come along, Clark. Why do you go absent? You can tell me anything you like in confidence. You seem to have the makings of a good soldier. When I go into action, I want to have good soldiers beside me, not in the detention barracks.
I don't think you can help me, sir.
I don't know, unless you tell me what the trouble is.
Well, several things, sir.
Trouble at home?
In a way, sir. My wife's got into debt. Oh, it's a long story.
Right. Grab yourself a chair. Cigarette?
Thank you, sir.
Now, what's the trouble?
Well, sir, I know a contractor in my old job who'll give me 30 bob a day any time. So I go absent and get enough work from him to give the missus something to keep her going.
Just a minute. Your wife's not working.
No, sir. We've got 3 kids, sir, and she's not what you'd call in good health.
She will get £3, 12 and 6 a week from the army.
That's right, sir. But I'm buying the house we live in and have to pay nearly 30 bob a week. Insurances come to another 7 and 6.
Well, you've been told about the war service grants, sir, haven't you?
Well, there was something about them at my PTC.
Oh, didn't you do anything about it?
Well, we only had a lecture on it.
Well, you're entitled to a war service grant. And I can show you how to get it.
Thank you, sir.
Come on, guys, what about it? Can't you get enough?
I got a date, Sergeant.
I don't know anything about it.
You're all on night off, and nobody's getting off it.
What's the idea of us on night ops and the other 2 platoons free?
It'd be a ruddy shame. Old Ellsworth must have a good reason for it.
Oh, then he's getting tough, that's what it is.
Platoon! Platoon, ha! Platoon, platoon, correct, sir.
Thank you, Father.
Platoon! Dead! East! Dead! Easy!
Now, before we move off this morning, I want to say a word about tonight's exercise. I will take half the platoon as a night fighting patrol, and Sergeant Miller will be Führer of the enemy, the other half. Now, maybe you're wondering why we're doing these night operations when the other platoons aren't. Well, their turn is coming. We're doing it for 2 reasons. It's for our own good and for the enemy's harm. The more we hear of fighting today, the more we realize how much of it takes place at night. So from now on, we're going to concentrate on night work. Oh, don't worry. I'll see that you don't lose too much sleep over it. Right? All right.
Hey, look. Way around there.
Oh, I can do with a cup of cocoa. Can I?
Good old Ellie, he thinks of everything.
Thanks very much.
Number of proper doing the woods.
Aye. Yeah, we were ready for you, all right.
But I'll feel naked when those very lights go up, eh? You know, our section was nearly caught once.
Yeah. Oh, you see that bloke pouring the map?
Oh,
Everyone feeling all right?
Good. That was a great night, sir.
Yes, you all did pretty well. Now listen, everybody. I got something to tell you. I'm afraid our platoon concert can't take place on the 15th after all. I know, it's a bit of a disappointment.
Well, we've got a lot of fun out of rehearsal, sir.
Well, we'll probably do it later on. Now, the reason why we can't do it is that there's a bigger show taking its place. Exercise Octopus. Well, I can't tell you much about it at the moment. Now, you've all got the picture firmly in your minds. You know where enemy battalion HQ is, and you know the position of the defenses around it. And you also know our plans for getting back. Are there any questions?
Are we allowed to use force, sir?
Well, I'm hoping there'll be a lieutenant colonel there. Everything okay? All right, let's go.
Well, sir, our information shows that their forward parties are no nearer than here and here.
What's this, Kelly?
Stew, sir.
Ah, not bad.
Colonel Jones, sir?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, sir, but I'm afraid you're all my prisoners.
Good God.
Keep still, please. All of you.
I thought you told me the enemy were miles away.
I'm sorry, sir, but you'll have to come along with me.
Well, damn it, we're just starting our dinner.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir, but I'm afraid you'll still have to come along.
Is he right? Do we have to go with him?
Fair cop, sir. You'll have to go.
All right, Kelly, keep the stew hot.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid Kelly will have to come along also.
I suppose you do feed your prisoners?
Well, we'll do our best, sir. This way, please.
Give him my hand.
Are you staying, sir?
I'm coming along, too. I don't want to miss the fun.
Right, sir.
And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Your men must be pretty good on night ops.
Thank you, sir.
Enthusiasm is one of the greatest qualities an officer can have, and Ellsworth had it. His platoon went into everything they tackled with a wholeheartedness that equaled his own. As training for the great day went on, a spirit developed in the platoon until they acted as one man. From rehearsals over here, Ellsworth's platoon went to the real thing over there.
The billets for your platoon are in the two big barns behind the Charlie Magny farm, sir. 25 in the big barn, 10 in the small one.
Yes, I've seen them. The big one's all right.
Oh, very comfortable. The wooden floor and all that.
Yes, but I don't think much of that small one, you know. Nothing but a stone floor and very drafty.
Best that can be done, so we get every corner of this village occupied.
Have you tried to get any straw?
Well, sir, the locals here are a bit dense. They don't seem to understand plain English.
Yes. All right, Colour Sergeant, I'll have a look round.
Thanks.
Sergeant Miller, get the men to the billets, will you? And have Corporal Whitney bring 4 men to me as soon as they have their kits on.
Very good, sir.
Ah, all right, sit down then. Well, how's everything now, all right?
Fine, thanks, sir.
All right, sir. Good. How'd the straw work out?
All right,
Not bad. Fine. Oh, that's fine. I see you patched up the roof, all right?
Aye, sir, I did that.
Did you? Good, man. Fine. Ah, how's the tea?
I tried, Doctor.
Thanks, Red. Pretty good.
Yes, it is.
Graves? Yes, sir? You know the ropes around here now, don't you?
Oh, yes, I'm getting pretty used to the continent now, sir.
Fine. But there's something I'd rather like you to do for me.
Yes, sir?
As an old soldier, will you just keep an eye on some of these youngsters?
Yes, I certainly will, sir.
Right. Ah, Sergeant Miller. Graves, you won't forget that, will you?
Oh, no, sir, you can depend on me, sir.
Thank you.
All the alarm posts are fixed, sir.
Good.
Where is your billet, sir? In case I need to get in touch with her.
As a matter of fact, Sergeant, I haven't had a chance to find out yet. But as soon as I do, I'll let you know. Now, how about the men's tea in the big barn? Shall we go and see? Right, carry on.
You know, I thought our letters would be held up more.
Old Eddie keeps his eye on that. How do you spell Charlie Magny? Who? You know, the name of this farm we're in.
Don't be daft. You're not going to place name into a letter.
A farm and a place name. After all, my missus don't even know what country we're in.
But it'll be said, sir, I'm telling you.
That's one thing I cannot get used to at all. The idea of somebody looking at what I write to my wife. Oh, it's not so bad when it's a chap like Ellie, though.
No, you'll probably say, good. Taffy Williams loves his wife.
Move! We can start using our address book right away, darling. Will you look out the list of the names and addresses of all the womenfolk of the men in my platoon, and get in touch with the wife of Private Haggett, W. Haggett wants to know how the baby is. Come in. For me, sir? Yes, come over here, Steele.
about one of your letters to Miss Johnston.
Yes, sir?
Well, don't you think you're overdoing it a bit? I mean, things aren't as bad as you described. Here. At night we get no sleep at all because of the rats running over our feet. Then all day we are attacking the Hun and our casualties are awful. Now you know this is absolute nonsense.
That was to impress Elsie, sir.
Well, in the first place, you don't want your letters home held up, and they will be if you write this sort of stuff. And in the second place, it's very bad for morale. This sort of thing is liable to start rumors at home. And you don't want to do that, Steve.
Sorry, sir. I didn't think of it that way.
Well, do so from now on. I'm sure your girlfriend thinks plenty of you at this moment. You don't need to impress her.
All right, sir. I'll soften it down a bit.
Yes. You know yourself what a lift a cheer letter gives you. Well, a cheer letter from you has the same effect at home.
Right, sir.
All right, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
I came across one this afternoon that made me raw. It was a screamingly funny letter. I meant to make a copy of it. You know, I think my Corporal Farley must be the comedian of the company. This letter was to his girlfriend, Josephine, and he wrote, "As Napoleon said to the Empress of France, not tonight, Josephine. But never mind, when I come home on leave, woo!"
Sorry, sir.
All right, sit down. Really, Forbes, I thought you had more sense. The one thing I will not stand is any abuse of censorship. I might have been an orderly coming in, then Corporal Farley would have got to know that the officers were laughing at his letters. The most important thing in censorship is that the men must have confidence in their officers.
Sorry, sir. I was only thinking of the joke.
In censorship, the only thing you should think about is security. However, that's not why I called this conference. There's some real business to discuss. We move up early tomorrow morning.
Thanks. Tea? Hiya, Bob.
Any char to spare?
Well, if you wait for about 10 minutes, we'll have some. 10 minutes, eh?
We only got 5. What a pity.
What regiment are you? 7th Wessex. Sir. Sorry, sir. I thought you were one of the crew. It's all right, I am. Sorry about the tea. Oh, it's all right, sir. We're just off anyway. Well, goodbye and good luck. Goodbye, sir.
Did you ever? Working like one of the men.
Well, doesn't our officer muck in with us?
Everyone all right, Sergeant?
Everybody's fine, sir.
Good. Now listen, everybody. That enemy mortar stuff won't last long because our gunners are sending over a heavy concentration of HE, and they're following it up with smoke. Now, we'll move forward as soon as that smoke's effective. All right?
All right, sir.
All right. Good luck, boys, and keep your chins up.
The company got through to their objective and held it in the face of several counterattacks. And then they were relieved.
Can you hear what I hear, sir?
Yes. All right, Wessex. Back to Swank.
What's it like up there?
Argyle Street on a Saturday night.
Nothing to worry about, Jock. It's a pushover.
Well, that's all. I started off to tell you the story of several men. But I seem to have told you the story of several officers. When you come to think of it, though, that's inevitable. For men and officers are bound together. Give something to your men, and they'll give it back to you. They'll give you their loyalty and their trust. These are the men you are privileged to lead. Be worthy of them.